with Kris and J.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's Friday. What's up, y'all?
Friday.
Kris and Jay.
That's right.
What is up, Kris?
What is up, Jay?
How you doing?
Much better than I'm here.
Wow. This is our inaugural show. Is that how you say it? Inaugural?
You would get me all messed up with my tongue and girls and stuff.
We got Kat back there on the engineer. Hi, Kat.
Cat, yes.
What's up?
You did a great job.
Yeah. We had a little technical difficulties. Kris, you had a little technical difficulties parking, didn't you? Why don't you enlighten us to what happened there?
Dallas parking sucks. And even when you try to do the mobile app, you think that they would make it idiot-proof? No. I could not get the app downloaded, and then I called, and then it wouldn't let me set it up on the phone. So then I had to go to a live agent. Charged me $5.
$5 just to talk to the agent.
And then I locked my purse, my iPad, and most importantly, my keys and lipstick in the car. And by the grace of God, I met her on the street having the same issue. This is Kris, right?
Yes, this is Kris Lizette, y'all. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Kris. Kris is a very, very, very good friend of mine, old friend of mine, actor.
Not that old. Come on, Jason.
I know. Well, we're not that old. Actor, comedian, model, writer. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Why are you in Dallas right now?
Cat lover.
Cat lover, for sure.
Well, I actually just moved back to Dallas a few months ago, and I have missed it. I have been like Gulliver's Travels all over the world and back again, and I ended up in LA, as you know, for a good many years. And when I went out there, I slept on your couch.
You did
as
sleep
a matter
on my
of fact.
couch.
Did you
Couple times.
couch surf?
I did couch surf for a while. I'm not going to
Very
lie.
cool.
Yeah, it was really fun. I got to see Jay in his underpants. Yeah.
Were they as cool as my socks? Because I'm wearing Superman socks.
That's very cool. No, actually, his underpants are really tiny.
Oh my! Were they the tiny whiteys?
They weren't tidy whities, but they were tiny. Yeah.
So we're going right into this.
Yeah,
right?
we're going right in.
Going right into it.
Welcome to the
itty-bitty.
first show.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
We're talking about your undergarments.
Yes. But yes, I did. I moved back to Dallas. It was really great to see all those other cities, Nashville, Los Angeles. I pursued stand-up. I toured out of L.A. I did a little bit of touring in Nashville, but then I just, now I've got to set it up here again.
So, when I first met you, you were modeling, and you were in Europe, all over the world. How'd you tell us about you? You started in Canada, grew up in Canada.
Yep, I started modeling when I was 11 years old with Charles Stewart Modeling Agency in Vancouver, and my mother was like, "No way, you're not modeling," and I was like, yes, I am. I'm totally. Somebody said I was pretty. Excuse me.
And you did it.
Yeah, I did.
Rock on.
I started doing fashion shows, and then soon I got scouted by a few agents in Europe and Japan, and then I started traveling when I was probably about 16, and then I decided I didn't want to go back to Vancouver, so I spent 10 years in Europe, and then I moved actually back to Dallas way back in the day. See, now I'm dating myself. Now I'm aging
there we
myself.
Go. Let's
and
talk about this
I just
age.
had a birthday, and I don't feel my age.
I like this. This was my good hair age, right?
Yeah.
This is when I really had it going on.
Yeah, you had it going on.
Let's talk more about this. And my underpants, of course. Let's talk more about this.
Right. You would not have been able to fit your hair underneath that cap.
Oh no, that thing was so fluffy.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, you're having that age complex. Let's throw that out the window
Yeah.
because do you remember that we're like a a fine wine as we age. She was talking about her reader glasses.
Oh yeah. Okay.
On
So
the elevator.
yeah. So I didn't believe people that said, "Oh, you just stopped being able to see one day." I was like, "No, you don't." And then one day I gave myself whiplash. I jerked my head back so fast trying to read something. I was like, "Oh, that's happening." Yeah. It used to be like this arm length, and now it's all the way back here, and you start squinting.
Yeah, that happened to me this year. Actually, about 6 months ago, I looked at a menu and I was like, I can't see this. And I was like, yeah, maybe I'm a little toasty right now.
Yeah.
Woke up the next morning. I was like, wow, I cannot see.
And you know what they do? They mess with you too. Like there's a restaurant that I was in and it was dim lighting and the print was in red. Like that's just cruel to an older person that can't really see, because you're like, now I've got, you've got to start looking stuff up online, before you go anywhere. Like, no, I'm just going to have the chicken. What chicken? Just whatever chicken. Just pick it because I can't see anything.
Well, what about when you cook? And like when you're reading the not the ingredients, the actual instructions, and you can't read them, and you're telling your kid, tell me what this says.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I supposed to put the oven on?
Well, lucky you that you have a kid. I have cats. Cats can't really talk back to you, and they don't have opposable thumbs either, so they can't really help you cook.
What kind of cat, and what is your cat's name? Because I am an animal lover, and we will do that on another show. With
let's talk cats on another show.
Yeah, cat and dog rescues and stuff.
No,
they just made me a Dallas. It's a DPA, Dallas Pets Alive representative now, so
nice.
I get to represent and help with the fostering process. But go ahead.
So you said cat singular, like that would be really nice, but I actually have cats plural, so I have 4.
Wow.
Which is better than 5 because I used to have 5, and my oldest one left us a couple years ago. So I have Sock Puppet, Peach Pocket, Billy Girl, and Mittens Kittens.
That's a pretty interesting.
I have 4 cat allergies.
Yes.
Can you name them?
Yeah. So anyway, you come back to Dallas. That's where we met. You go to LA. You start acting.
Yeah.
That's where you pick up acting, and that's where you pick up comedy.
Yeah, I had already been acting with, modeling and acting in commercials kind of goes hand in hand. And then I started studying, and I took tons of classes. I went through Second City in Los Angeles, and I graduated. I was performing in troops, and then I went to the Groundlings and Improv Olympic. So I was doing a lot of performing, and of course you do it for free, so you're really a jack of all trades. Like, what else can I do? So you pick up odd jobs and odd modeling jobs and
upstairs at Barney's Beanery.
Upstairs at Barney's Beanery. Oh,
there must be a story behind that.
I saw Dane Cook there, man.
Yeah.
I saw Dane Cook tear it up upstairs at Barney's.
Yeah, Dane. Yeah,
used to be great.
It's funny because like being in LA, you get to see all of these great, amazing performers, and you don't even think about it. But I guess I come to, Nashville and I start saying, oh yeah, well, Dave Chappelle walked into the Improv and bumped everybody. And, I was supposed to go on after Dave Chappelle. It's like, how do you even go on after Dave Chappelle? But you don't. Yeah, you just don't. Yeah. You just don't even think about it. Like when I was a new comic, I was like, I'm going to crush this room. And then I look at the old tapes and I'm like, I can't believe I even said that.
And it's like LA too. Even for music, I mean, it's different. If you're good and you're at the right time, it's a very small city. But comedy, man, it seems so hard out there. Everybody was hilarious out there. It's just.
Not everybody.
No, not everybody. But I mean, it just seemed really, really hard to get into.
I mean, it's relatively easy, and if you're consistent and you are persistent, and a lot of it, back when I went out to LA, there wasn't a ton of female comics. So you had Tammy Pescatelli, I think she was on Last Comic Standing, among other things, and Stephanie Escajeda. They were probably the two. And then there's writers that go up and they write for all the shows and stuff like that. So there wasn't like a ton, but now there's like this explosion of female comics out there. So, and some of them are like, well, I've got these. I don't have to really say anything fun. You can kind of weed out who's writing their own material and who's kind of getting at their shtick and trying to just, You know, you've kind of got to have a goal. There's no money in stand-up, really, unless you tour with somebody really big or you have lots of TV credits and you're getting booked, and then you hopefully get booked on TV. So it's like you've got to have TV credits to get in the clubs, and then you've got to have, you know, club credits to get on TV. Like, it's, you know, what came first, the chicken or the egg, you know?
So what's the difference between LA and Nashville as far as the scene? So you moved to Nashville specifically for comedy.
Well, no, I didn't. I actually LA just became, to me, not very glamorous anymore. I mean, now if you walk down Hollywood Boulevard, it's not as quaint as it was when we moved out there. It's chain restaurants and, you know, I mean, the ambiance for me is lost, and it just kind of became a grind. So I wanted to go somewhere where I could kind of start over and just really, I'd never been to Nashville, and I heard it was amazing, so I wanted to go. And weirdly, before I left LA, I got in a huge accident, and I'm fine now. But I shattered my leg and my hip, and anyways, I almost died. I don't want to do that again. But so I was also rehabbing my body, and I was already a Pilates instructor. So when I moved to Nashville, I ended up unknowingly moving 5 minutes away from probably one of the best master teacher trainers in the country. And I ended up going back to school with her for 3.5 years and got more certifications. And I'm so glad I did. So my focus kind of shifted onto that. And
that's kind of what led you back to Dallas.
Right.
And acting again.
Yes, I got job offers to come here and to teach, because I do more spinal rehab. I'm like a postural analyst, really. Like, I can look at everybody's posture and go, I wouldn't do that if I were you, you know. So
I could use a little bit of that.
Yeah, I think everybody can, because, you know, it depends on what you do every day. If you're sitting...
Look at Paul Renna sitting up straight now. Everybody's like, Jesus.
I'm going to try to have the perfect posture.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, everybody can benefit from it. Everybody should do Pilates. I'm kind of, you know, a little bit strict in how I teach, but I'm also really passionate about it. And what makes me happy is when people tell me they're living pain-free because of what we're doing, the work we're doing. So that makes me happy. And then before I left Nashville, I was really lucky. I got to work with Billy Ray Cyrus on his show Still the King. So if you watch season 2, it just came out in July, I think.
Okay.
And I'm in the cold open scene with Billy Ray Cyrus in my underpants.
Nice. Oh, I'm definitely watching that.
Underpants.
It's all full circle now. All full circle.
Yeah.
So you come back to Dallas here, and I want to know what you think about Dallas compared to LA. I mean, you've lived all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think it's going, like the art, music, culture?
I mean, I am in love with Dallas. Like, I can't believe I even ever left here. I love everybody that I know here. There's, you know, just the interesting different groups of friends I have, and just how many different things they do, and how, you know, they do a lot of good for the community. The only thing I'll say is that Dallas hasn't really changed. Maybe some structures have come up, and it's maybe a little bit bigger, and the roads are finally almost done. But there's just way more people here, and the traffic is sort of like LA now, you know. But I think there's more opportunity here. You would think, oh, I should have stayed here, you know, 16 years ago. There's probably nothing left for me to do. But now I feel like this is the place of opportunity for everybody.
And I was talking with Paul earlier, and you know this, Kris. Dallas is, like, over the past 10 years, when I moved back from Los Angeles 13 years ago, there was no real bike trails or hiking trails, and, you know, Greenville Avenue was dead. Deep Ellum really kind of looked like
Plano
shit.
did. Plano had bike trails.
It did.
I remember that when I was.
It's come a long way, though.
Yeah.
It's come a long way. You know, with the Trinity planning and whatever they're doing with this, the big parks
and White Rock Lake. Have you seen everything they did to that too?
Yeah, it looks great. It looks great. So you're here. So you're staying?
I'm definitely staying.
So you're gonna, like, get all old and stuff here?
What? No, I'm never getting
So
old.
you're-
No. I'm never getting old. Not a day older. I'm gonna stay as is.
So where can we see you? Where can somebody reach you if they want Pilates instruction, or if
Is that what that's what you're doing out here, right?
And that's what I'm doing. Well, I'm not. Because I just moved here. Did you just hear me stutter? I just stuttered because I don't
You're
know
nervous.
which one to answer.
You're nervous. This is a very big show.
Do you have sweaty palms?
No, I don't.
Okay,
Some
good.
other parts are sweating though.
Hi, I'm Jason.
No, you can email me at krislizette@yahoo.com for Pilates, anything related to Pilates, and that's KRISLEZETC at yahoo.com.
Yahoo!
Nice.
Yahoo! I'm still on Yahoo. See, I'm old school. I'm kicking it. And then stand up. Yeah, I'm hoping to get back on stage, but moving into a new place and getting situated again, just organizing my life.
Let's get you back on stage.
Yeah, let's, next time you come in, you got to do a little stand-up for us, all right?
Yes, absolutely. We like smiles and giggles.
Because you are really, really funny. You got a bit serious when you started talking about the cat love and that.
Well, you know what? I'm single with 4 cats. I know everybody wants to date me. I get it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming here.
Thank
you have a client now, right?
I do. I have to go torture somebody.
You got to go to work and break some backs,
gotta go to
break some
work.
necks. All right. So, what? We're going to take just a 2-minute break, 3-minute break, and then we're going to bring our next guest on, Mr. Paul Renna, one of my favorite Texas artists. He's going to play some music. We're going to talk about his career. He's back in Dallas now, too. Everybody's coming back to D-Town. What's up with that, Kris?
I think it's awesome. Hey, just by the way, people,
Kris and Kris.
just because Chris's name is spelled the same as mine, so I just posted on my Instagram, y'all, a shameless plug, the Kris and J show. People are going to think this is mine and his show.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like, for a second. So it's not. It's this Chris's show.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Kris and J.
It's really just the Kris show. I'm just here for color, right? I'm an analyst. I'm a color analyst.
This was a team well, it was a team decision.
Perfect. Well,
Nice.
Thank you for having me, you guys.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming,
Thank
Kris.
you.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Paul Renna.
I'm on the wheel.
Oh, yo, we're back. Yes, we are back. Sorry about that. A little break, a little late on the break, too. We are back at the Kris and J Show, and I want to thank Chris Lizette for coming out. The song that you heard on that break was called Light Your Way, and that is by my good friend, Mr. Paul Rena. What's up, Paul?
Yo, 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 how we feeling?
We're feeling like butterflies.
You're back in D-Town, my man.
I know. It feels good.
How's it feel?
It feels good. I mean, I thought I'd be in Austin, until my daughter went to, graduated or something. But it feels good. We moved back for my daughter to start school and start her life here with her cousins and be close to my folks. I missed you.
Oh, I missed you too, buddy.
Music scene is back flowing, because when I moved in '92 to Austin, Deep Ellum was on the decline, and
that's really
and I did the SMU scene, I did the Deep Ellum scene, and we were always kind of traveling around Texas, my high school band, but it was time to move. Austin was calling me. Austin was awesome for a long time.
It was awesome.
And I don't want to down the town, you know what I mean? But
no, you
but
can't.
It's changed, you know what I mean? Like nobody plays on 6th Street. There's a lot of cover bands and DJs.
So what happened with South by Southwest? And all that?
But that's their, it's a platform to make money. I mean,
wow.
Those artists are not getting signed. I played a couple of years ago. I was on a main stage on 6th Street, and there was a band that was playing after us, and you only get like 20 minutes for showcases. So you have 20 minutes to play your best stuff. And there was a band that drove down from like Minnesota or something. There was like a 6-piece band. And everything's always running, behind. So we played, they got on stage, they played 2 songs and said, "You're done." And the female vocalist was backstage crying. The guitar player's yelling at the promoter saying, "We drove all this way for 2 songs." And that's just the way it goes. You know what I mean? But then, later on that night, Willie Nelson's playing, down on Congress.
Yeah.
But but he's already established.
Yeah, exactly.
And I get that they have to get people in there and make some money. I get it. But that's not what I signed up for.
And you know what?
I mean?
It's like, I remember, and I guess I'm dating myself too. I think I played the second ACL festival.
Nice.
And it was a showcase. We were showcasing to get a record deal, which we actually got, and it was actually with us, the Archangels, which was Stevie Ray Vaughan's band, post Stevie, and the Paladins, who end up being Vallejo now, or
right,
or I believe everybody there was getting record deals. That's where that was my point.
Vallejo got a deal. Push Monkey
was on the same
Little Sister
level.
had to change their name to Sister 7 because there was like there was a band in Europe that was called Little Sister.
That's funny that you say Push Monkey.
There was a legal thing going on, so they had to change their name to Sister 7, which is Patrice Pike, the singer's a good friend of mine, and to me they're still Little Sister. I have refused to call it Sister 7 because I actually first saw them for the first time at Dada before I moved to Austin, and that was another reason why I moved to Austin. Was at Club Dada I saw the Ugly Americans, which was fronted by Bob Snyder, which is a friend of mine.
They were great.
Little Sister and Soul Hat. Those 3 bands, I was like, if this is what's happening in Austin, that's where I got to go. Because Deep Ellum was kind of, as far as, I was more of a Trees, Curtain Club, Clearview, Dada.
Clearview, oh my God.
By the time Copper
my very
Tank.
first gig when I was in high school was at, for Memorial Day in the parking lot of Club Clearview. That was my very first gig. And I'll never forget it, you know what I mean? But I remember my very first gig on 6th Street,
What was that one?
At the Black Cat.
The Black
I
Cat.
remember the Black Cat.
And Stevie Ray Vaughan played there, and, Dale Watson, and I could go on and on. Baloney Heads.
Baloney Heads.
The Ugly Americans. We landed the opening slot for the Ugly Americans, and I became friends with Bob. And so you played the Black Cat to graduate to play Steamboat, which was the bigger place. And once you were too big for Steamboat, then you were probably getting labels looking at you. We used to go and see Ian Moore, and there would be, 50 people there, in a place that held 500, So a big reason why I moved back to Dallas was because what I fell in love with as far as Austin is not there anymore.
Okay.
That's for me. You know what I mean? So that's not for everybody to claim. It's just, I wanted to have my daughter grow up with her cousins and continue my music here in Dallas. And I'm one to travel, so it's not like I'm moving back here to just play every weekend in Dallas. You know what I mean? I'm still gonna connect all the dots that I've been doing for the past 27 years.
Say, let's talk about that a little bit. So you pretty much stay in a state of semi-touring, I guess you would say. You're always on the road. I mean,
Always.
It's like always on the road, and that's why I look at you, and I guess you'd be put in Americana. You're not blues, you're not folk, you're not soul.
Right. I think they all kind of lump those all together. We were talking about on the drive, and
yeah, but for me, it's like you're so Texas because you're not like Red Dirt, or you're not, you're not trying to be country. Some of your stuff may come off with the country gist to it. A lot of it comes off with a rock blues gist to it, but to me that's Texas, man. Texas is like, I mean, Red Dirt and country and all that is really great too, but I mean, you are like one of the quintessential, like, of my era, like rock singers, blues singers, man. You got a great voice. I remember coming back from LA and getting back into the Dallas music scene after 10 years of being gone. And people were talking about, oh, have you seen Paul Renna? Oh, man, you'd love Paul Renna. I'm like, who the fuck is this Paul Renna guy? So, you've been around for a long time, man. And I appreciate you as a friend, and also as like a contemporary, somebody who's not just played the Texas music scene for a while. You've helped it. I think you've kind of helped other musicians, watching you make more money moving up the ladder. I mean, because, like we talked about earlier when we weren't on the air, this is not, we're working musicians. We're not trying to make it big. We're trying to make a living and trying to build a following, Well,
I mean, I guess at this point in our careers, we had to come to that realization. You know what I mean? But there's still a part of me in the back of my head that's trying to be Robert Plant and make it big and play at American Airlines Center or something like that. You know what I mean?
Well, you have the songs and you have the catalog.
But you know what I mean? Like, just in the sense of, I am making a living, and I am trying to further my career, but, that didn't come as quick as we wanted it to. You know what I mean? So it's turned into, I don't put on the Paul Renna, music outfit on the weekends. It's not a hobby. You know what I mean? Like this, all of my songs and who I am, I live and breathe what you see.
Well,
you know
when you showed up today, you were wearing like pleated pants and Cole Haans, and you had your. Hang on, let me put in the Paul Renna outfit right now.
Well, I already feel naked without my hat.
Yeah,
everybody knows that.
There's not a feather on it.
There is a feather. Well, oh no.
Paul's got a couple feathers in his cap.
I played a show in Lahaina. I played over at Fleetwood.
I totally saw you.
Mick Fleetwood's restaurant in Lahaina in Maui, and I had. I had a hat and it had a really cool feather to it, and I left it at the restaurant, and then I called the next day. I was freaking out. And so there's somebody walking the beach of Lahaina with my hat and my feather.
Oh my! Okay. See, to me that's kind of weird. Like if I saw a hat, it's like using somebody's toothbrush. I mean, gross.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I wash my
You wouldn't
hair.
wear my hat?
Well, that's different because I know you, but I wouldn't use your toothbrush. I can tell you that.
You wouldn't use my toothbrush?
No, I'll brush my teeth.
But yeah, man, but you're doing, hey, everybody, check out Jason Michael music as well. This is not all about me. And I appreciate your, the compliment, but when I first heard you, you blew me away. I mean, To me,
please.
when it's honest music and it's soulful and it has something that's resonating and people are enjoying it, we have something to offer. Whether we're not, I don't like to ever talk about myself, and so I appreciate the compliment. But you know when it's true, when it's passion, or you're just going through the motions.
Well, and
you live and breathe your music. You know what I mean? So. We have conversations all the time how we can, get on the road and tour together and stuff. So, I don't know. It's just I know when it's honest and when it's not. You know what I mean? Whether you're talented or not, I know when it comes from the heart.
And I'm sure you hear these comments all the time. I get it. They're like, "Oh, you're a musician." I'm 46 years old, and they're like, "What else do you do?" And I was like, "Well, I'm a musician. That's what I do." I think it's like people don't understand that. And I'm 46 years old. If I'm not good at what I do by now, it's it'd be silly to be out there,
Yeah, no, I was
music.
playing in Fredericksburg, and this older couple comes up, and they're like, "Man, you're really, really good. We really enjoyed that. And so how long you been doing this?" And I kind of said the same thing, like,
Long
not
time.
talking about myself, but I'm like. If I'm 44, so if I'm not at least, if you can't sit and have dinner or come to a listening room to come to a theater and listen to my music, and I feel like I'm pretty good.
Well,
I at least good enough to do.
You are good.
Make a living.
And you know what? You're a lot better than that. And I know you haven't really heard a lot of Paul's stuff. So why don't you play one for us?
Sing
please?
us or play us a ditty over
I
there?
think you should, man.
Grab the guitar.
Quit talking about
The
me.
guitar.
While he's grabbing his guitar, let's talk about you, Kris,
Oh my
for a
gosh.
while. You just were so flustered when you came in today.
I was.
Is it because Paul Renna's so handsome?
I know. I
Look
was
at
I was just
Look at
getting all
him.
nervous.
44 years old. Hair looks good. Look at him. Rock star, guys. Cat, don't be looking at Paul. Put the camera on, Cat.
What you doing?
Hey, how's it going? All right, what is this one called, Paul?
This one's called "Lift You Up,"
Are you
and
gonna
this is
sing
going
for
to be
us?
on my. This will be on my new EP. Hopefully, it'll be out in March. I'm recording it with Omar Vallejo producing from the band Vallejo
Great band.
at the 512 Studios in Austin. It's a beautiful studio. If any musicians are listening and they have a chance to check out 512studios.com because it's the bomb.
Yep, and if you have never heard of Vallejo, they are really, really one of Texas' finest bands.
Absolutely.
So check them out too.
And I wanted to give a shout out. If I can
Please.
do a shout out.
Please do.
The best jerky on the planet.
Oh, so you're going to do a shout out to some jerky?
Is drunkencowjerky.com. And they're in the Vallejo family with me and other artists and stuff. So I wanted to give him a shout out.
Well, where do you get
Mark Heyman.
drunken cow jerky?
Say that again?
Where do you get it?
drunkencowjerky.com.
Well, if
I mean, do they have like a
yeah, they have a
storefront?
Facebook page and stuff. They're in grocery stores and liquor stores and
I've never
convenience
seen
stores
them.
and whatnot. But you can order it on drunkencowjerky.com, and it's pro. It's sealed. It's everything. It's got the preservatives and stuff, so you can actually order it online.
Chris,
I wish
quit asking
I wish
him
I had a
random
list
questions
of.
so you can oogle Paul Renna, our guest today.
All right, here we go. This life, it has been given. Well, trust what's in your heart is real. Well, keep shining and feel the rhythm. Well, can you see the light that heals? Well, holding on to wondrous dreams. Line them up and call them by name. Let's make change. Ooh, yeah. Let's make change. Well, this home we built together is rooted by the strength of our love. We'll be patient and give a little. Let's make a toast to the ones up above. We're holding on to wondrous dreams, light them up and call them by name. Let's make change. Ooh. So what about life and love in the songs that lift you up? Keep it in time, spread it all around. The songs will lift you up, yeah. We all need change. Can you hear the river calling your name? Hold on to the stars, believe in who you are, make change. This life, it has been given. Trust what's in your heart is real. We're holding on to wondrous dreams. Light them up and call them by name. Let's make change. Ooh. So what about life and love in the songs that lift you up? Keep it in time, spread it all around. These songs will lift you up. It's life and it's love in the songs that lift you up. Goodbye rain, hello change. Songs will lift you up, yeah. These songs will lift you up, yeah. These songs will lift you up.
That is amazing.
Yes, myself.
Gave me like
you.
the goosebumps and stuff.
Wow, dude.
Thank you.
Your voice is just undeniable, bro. It's like every time I hear it, it's like the first time
Y'all are making me blush.
listening to it. Yeah, I see like Kris and Kat are just like, play us something. He has this effect on men, animals, everything, you know.
Are
Weather
you one
patterns.
with nature's?
I am one with nature.
that's
I am in the cosmos.
Wow.
Wow.
So why don't we do this?
In my head.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we find out right now where you're playing next?
Yeah, I wanted to pull that up because I'm so busy, which is a good thing. You know, all the dates run together.
Yeah.
But I did want to plug two shows that are kind of in the area. So Monday, December 18th, I'm playing at the Lava Cantina in the Colony.
Over in
Yeah, new
my
place.
sector
Yeah,
of the
I'm
woods.
playing at 5:30, and it's beautiful.
Awesome.
I hear it's very
I've
cool.
played there a few times.
And what is this like on a weekend or?
No,
the
it's on a
week?
Monday.
Oh, it's on a Monday.
So,
okay.
you know, they have wonderful food. The Baja shrimp tacos.
Have you?
are the
So you've
bomb.
eaten there?
Say it again?
So have you eaten there?
Are you
Yes.
playing there or are you just going to eat? He's
He's gonna do a little bit of both.
No, I play at 5:30 on Monday, December 18th.
Okay.
5:30 to 8:30. I do a couple of breaks, and they have great food, great staff, so can't say enough about there. And then I'm playing.
You got
let's
that iPhone calendar
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Look, I got Paul Renna's tour up right now. I'm going to tell you guys where he's playing before he can tell you. He's playing December 10th at the Quarter Bar and Trophy Club. You
Yeah,
can
that's
come
this
see
Sunday
him.
for
Yeah,
their
you can see
fabulous
him.
brunch.
You can
Oh,
also
yeah.
come see Paul Renna and his beautiful voice and lovely crooning at the Saxon Pub, Airport, Austin, Texas, on December 13th.
Yeah, when am I playing? When am I playing at the Rustic? That's a Dallas show.
Let's see.
Pat Green's
Paul,
the West.
I think he just applied for
We are-
your personal assistant.
Yeah.
No, but let's
position.
talk about.
Well, you should
let's
see,
talk about
you
some
should
of
see
these.
his phone.
Since
I'm like, hey, we should do a show together, and he's like, he's busier than I am. I need his calendar.
I don't know about this though, but let's talk about some of these. December 15th, you're at the Auslander Beer Garden in Fredericksburg, Texas. So
my
tell me
gosh.
about Fredericksburg. How's that gig?
It's fabulous, because it's so touristy and it's so quaint and small, and all the vineyards are there, and they have kind of like a little main street, and it's nothing but original live music. I can't stress that enough, and just fabulous food, and the Auslander has been there. There's probably one of the oldest kind of beer garden little restaurants there. I don't know how.
And then
long
you
it's been
turn
there,
around the next day and you go to Driftwood. So,
Yeah.
and this is what's impressive about you, man. You have carved out such a cool little touring niche, and not just like, I remember when I toured back in the day, we weren't playing like Driftwood and Fredericksburg. We were playing like Waco.
Wait.
Killeen. You're playing in
No.
Killeen tonight.
Well, I heard
my
about,
God.
like
You're playing
Was there
in
any people
Wichita
out
Falls
there?
tonight, and then Pampa
Well,
and
I remember
Dumas tomorrow.
driving from Austin to do Abilene, Wichita, and Lubbock, and man, that was like that's long. Now that I have my, I have carved my little, my little area. But once my wife and I had our daughter, my radius kind of shrunk a little bit, because I didn't want to be, gone. I didn't want to be able to not be able to get back home on the same evening. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, so like traveling
I would
within
go
a
to,
couple of hours.
Austin to Corpus.
Yeah.
And I'd come back. But that's a drive. You're driving almost 7 hours there and back. And you only
Austin to
play an hour
Corpus?
and 15.
And does that
Austin to Corpus is 7 hours?
I'm saying there and back.
Oh,
total.
okay, yeah.
Does that
It's
get
like
tough for
3
you,
hours
Paul?
and 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Does that get tough for you? Being on the road?
Yeah, it does, but it makes for good songs.
It does make for
You know
some
what I
good
mean?
songs.
Like,
Yeah.
because the last thing I want to do is listen to music when I'm driving, after a gig. I'd never listen to music. So I'm just kind of daydreaming, and I come up with really cool ideas, and just, hum melodies, or whenever I stop for gas, I type on my notes, like, whatever, do what you love and the rest will follow.
And
we can be here, but then gone tomorrow.
And a lot of
Yes.
people,
Like I wrote that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is so
yeah.
awesome.
Just because I'm kind of, because I still have the high from the gig,
Yeah.
because I as much as I want to put on Physical Graffiti by Zeppelin, I just played a gig.
Yeah.
silence is
Yeah.
golden.
That's
after
my
a gig.
go-to is Zeppelin.
So you were all like all music out as far as listening to it.
Yeah, and believe it or not, being a musician and an artistic person, I don't really listen to music very often, because it's what I do. And a lot of times when I have
That's so
the
true.
calmness is when things come in, I think it's there for the taking. So
I tell people-
need to
people
absorb
ask-
that,
So you
so
suck
I'm
it in,
just,
yeah.
Yeah, people ask what I listen to, and I usually say it's what my wife feeds me, because she's a music listener. She loves music, and I love music, but it's hard to really kind of tell. People are like, "Oh, do you like this band, or do you like this musician?" And I'm like, I don't really know. I like music in general, but when you're kind of doing it, you're kind of stuck in your, and I guess that's not true with everybody. I'm sure there's plenty of people, but I'm with you. It's like,
I'm sort of in my little box.
My
wife's always like, you need to like maybe listen to some, just be a little bit more open-minded. You know what I mean? Just because.
oh, I hear that all the time.
But she turned me on to a lot of really cool stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still love Ben Harper and Donovan Frankenreiter, and I love Chris Robinson from the Black Crowes. He has a new thing called Chris Robinson Brotherhood. So I still have my go-tos, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't have time to like listen to Sirius XM on coffee shop like necessarily to.
Well, what's funny too is we've kind of grown up
because I'm still trying to write the next record.
But you're kind of like me, and this is, I think, why we connected a lot, is because we kind of grew up playing rock music, before, you kind of realize, we both want to be rock stars. We came up playing rock music and kind of earned that. And Kris, she is a ex-rock chick. So anything we could play for her today, she'd probably like our rock. She'd probably like your King Zero and Nice Cold July stuff.
Yeah.
She'd probably be like,
hey, well, speaking of King Zero, that's my other outfit. Rock and roll. I don't play guitar. I front the band. I just sing. We're playing Saturday, December 16th at the Green Elephant. This next 2 Saturdays from now.
And I have seen,
so yeah, if anybody wants to check out me rocking, rocking and rolling, you can go to kingzeromusic.net.
That is
and that's
cool.
a whole different thing. It's like
Chris, you'd like it a lot.
It's like
you'd like it a lot.
We always thought we were a Black Crow Stone Temple Pilots mesh.
Very,
a lot of
very
riffs,
nice.
but my music, my vocals were. I love Paul Rogers from Free, and
all right now, baby, it's all right now, yeah. Let me tell you all about it now.
But Jason's right. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, if I'm gonna put on some music, it's gonna be Zeppelin or
How do you feel about the Doors?
I love Stone Temple Pilots. When they came out, they were the bomb, and for a long time,
awesome.
I really loved them. And Army of Anyone. I don't know if anybody knows that.
I actually got to play with Stone Temple Pilots at the
Did you?
Stone
Oh, I think
Pony
you told me
Stone
that.
Pony in Austin back in the day, and it was their first tour, man, and we were basically just backing up. We were about to get a record deal. But Stone Pony's Austin, right? That's Austin.
That's in
I have
Jersey.
no idea.
No, there was a
places out
Stone
there.
Pony in Austin back in the day,
yeah,
too.
I guess I didn't know that.
I think it was the Stone Pony somewhere, but, I'll never forget, man, they were, Scott Weiland was, Weiland, right?
Weiland. I say Weiland. I don't know.
Was amazing, man, and that was like,
Well,
when he was,
to me,
that was pre-Rockstar even, and they
he's
were
probably
just incredible.
One of the best front rock singers ever.
They were incredible.
Because you got to think of his energy, not only of just the melodies and the lyrics and the band, but he was a million miles an hour on stage.
And they were also
but I was a big Guns N' Roses fan. I love that they're back together. But I watch YouTube videos, and it's like he can't.
Oh, he can't hit those notes anymore.
He can't move around, and that was the.
Well, neither can
that
Scott
was
Weiland.
the whole. But I know, but you still have somebody like Mick Jagger moving around just as much as he did in the 60s and 70s.
So,
just as much.
Have you seen
better,
Europe?
probably.
Joey Tempest?
The band Europe?
Yes.
See, there goes her rock. There goes your rock. The final
Yeah, the countdown.
That's it sucks that they got pegged with that old.
Paul, you're like, no, I haven't seen that yet.
And his moves and everything. He even still looks good on stage, because most of the older ones, you can tell how much they partied in their youth.
You crack me up with you bring up
but you know what? I can go toe to toe with you.
All right.
I was all about Bang Tango. Bang Tango?
Oh my God! Yes.
Faster Pussycat.
Faster Pussycat.
Yeah, L.A. Guns.
Yeah.
Like
Kiss, of course. We were all Kiss heads.
Love Scorpions. I loved, and people flip out about this because here I am like, gonna lift you up, and all this stuff on my songs. But I loved Iron Maiden. Forever.
Iron Maiden. Oh my God,
I loved it.
that
and
is
he
one
still
that
moves around just as much as he used to too.
And I have missed them twice. Next year,
I saw them at Starplex.
on my bucket list. I have got to go see them.
I saw them.
We should do like heavy metal Fridays. Like once we'll bring in like some really heavy
rockers.
local stuff.
Yeah, I saw.
Hey, there's
and I have a good one. From my friend Jesse Scott, a PRI. He's actually really amazing.
Hey, there's some really good rock bands. I have a very good friend. This is a plug to them, and he's probably not listening, but. My friend Sean's in a band called Hawk vs. Dove in Dallas, and they are awesome. It's like they're like Oasis meets Black Sabbath, if you can imagine it. They're
weird.
really this just awesome, organically original Dallas
I heard
hard
that
rock
there's
band.
kind of like a psychedelic band kind of little scene here in Dallas. I don't know the names of the band.
There's a great
I think there's a
music
band
scene.
called Mammoth. But I'm really into the psychedelic because I can take a right turn because I love the Grateful Dead and
Oh yeah. What about the Who?
And the Who, they weren't too psychedelic, were they?
No, but
They'd be in the.
I just kind of threw it in that
But
time.
you're definitely now that you've moved back to Dallas, you're definitely gonna notice there is a lot of really, really great music going on around here. You know, even
I
like
think
I
the
said,
only thing that's going on is Paul Renna and Jason Michael in Dallas.
I like
I
this.
think people-
I
I
like
like
it
this.
too.
There's no other scene.
No, there's no other scene
No, I'm
other
just
than
kidding.
ourselves. So let's do this. Let's listen to another one of your tracks off this new EP you're about to put out. Let's take a quick
live?
No, let's listen to one and then we'll come back and have you play a couple more for us.
Okay, yeah, because this is from the previous EP, so I'm not sure what song she synced up, but yeah, and then we'll come back and I'll do another new song.
I love it. I love it.
Perfect.
This is Paul Renna on his
Thank y'all for tuning
previous
in.
CD. Chris and Jay on
Can you go
Fridays.
ahead and give your your website?
My website is paulrenna.com, PAULRENNA.com.
And Facebook?
Facebook, I guess it's just / Paul Renna.
Check
So it's
him
Paul
out.
Renna. Okay.
Paul Renna Music, and I'm on
Are you
Twitter.
Paul Renna official?
No, I didn't put that. Yeah.
I always wonder why they do official because like those are like fake people out there.
Look at
Yeah.
you, Chris. You're picturing him with this big long hair flowing. He's like, I'm
I
picturing
used to
rock
have
Paul
long
right
hair.
now.
My wife whacked it all off, but you and I, we
I had mine.
I
I had mine
Was yours
surgically
bushy
removed.
and thick?
No, mine was like straight.
You know that's
with
funny
yours.
though about like losing your hair. You know, because it's guys go through it.
Yeah,
and
but you know
it's-
what?
It's
You
pretty,
pull it off. Some people can't pull it off.
Did
I
you-
don't think
did
that
you lose
if
your
my hair
hair?
fell out, I don't think I could pull
Well,
it
no,
off.
I started losing it and then I shaved it. But it's funny that you say that because I was reading USA Today and they just came out with this study. It's like a 10-year study that said hair loss is directly linked to penis growth even after 40.
I knew-
And
I knew you were
I've been
gonna- I
looking
knew he
for
was going
like
there.
an answer to this. Like what's
Well, I guess I'm not. So I went
next
the
time
opposite of
it's gonna
me.
be shaved. Everybody.
The next time you see him, it'll be bald.
Yeah,
It's
no.
called image.
And on that note, we're gonna take a break.
And listen to some Paul.
I've been running out of my head. A deeper something is better all said. Feeling out just who we are. Maybe this time we pushed it too far. Lonesome highways of yesterday. Take me home now. I'm slowly fading away. Outside it's raining. Outside it's pouring down. Yeah. Some days you win. Some days you lose. Paint me a picture of what we used to do. Sometimes you're willing, sometimes the fool. Write you a love song to wash away the blues. I've been crawling on my knees. Empty bottles, sadly for the weak. Keeping track of what is real. Chances are we can seal that deal. Outside it's raining. Outside it's pouring down. Yeah. Of what we used to do. Sometimes you're willing, sometimes
We're back, everybody, with Fridays with Kris and J.
Fridays.
My good friend and co-host, Chris Abenelli. What's up?
What's up,
Italian.
Jay?
You Italian, ain't you?
Yeah, and I just found out something I didn't know about you. I didn't know you had a little bit of Hispanic in you. I had no idea.
My
no
grandmother, Socorro Grainer, Socorro Montague.
It was those blue eyes that just totally threw me off.
Yo soy el hombre vestido de negro, canto y toca la guitarra.
That explains all that
bailo.
tequila, bro.
Yes.
Camera, do I
Yes.
look good on that camera? Camera number 3.
I can't see. I'm just amazed by your website
I don't
here,
even-
man, and how profesh this looks. I'm gonna have to.
Mine?
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh,
yours is
so much better
than
Your
mine.
tour looks
He's
good.
got a website too.
Well, those are all widgets.
You don't
We
even
just
know I have
dropped
a
that widget
website.
in there, baby.
No. Do you advertise it on Facebook? You're barely on it.
JasonMichaelMusic.com, everybody, if you'd like to hear some of my stuff. But we're not here for me today, or, well, yeah, give me your, no, I'm just kidding. We're going to listen to Paul Renna play another song. Paul, you said you want to play us a new song?
No, I'm gonna play one from a previous album. Set Me Free.
What's this one about?
Yes. What is it about?
I'm already in it, bro.
Uh-oh.
He's
No, forget it.
It's a little bit touch on trying to grasp your faith.
Okay.
Just the kind of ups and downs of, not the ups and downs, but just as you would, I grew up Catholic, and so
Oh God, Catholic.
Gio, don't do it. Don't do it.
so just as
Stand
you
up,
get older,
kneel,
you
and tell
just
the
kind
priest
of
my
you're
sins.
putting your
Easy.
perspective on things, So I thought I'd it just kind of poured out. We were talking about the songwriting process. We when we were at your house.
Yep.
I think people just think music just oozes out of musicians, and they just can write a song off.
It's a struggle sometimes.
But this is what happened when I pondered.
All right, let me give you the soft introduction, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. Acoustic live on the Kris and J show.
Give it up for Paul.
My good man, Paul Lino.
Show me what you got.
Wandered off the pavement. It's time to settle down. I'm feeling a little uneasy, living underground. I've sheltered all my loved ones so things would work out fine. I'm calling on my brothers, blackbirds in the night. Set me free, set me free. If only just a moment, let it be. It's not easy being restless like waves upon the shore. I'm feeling a little lucky. I was knocking on that door. I'm standing in a white room with a mind full of doubt. I'm asking for the answers. The sun is crying out. Set me free, set me free. If only just a moment, let it be, let it be. If only just a moment, only just a moment, set me free. So wash my hands if you can. I'm ready to become light to withstand every day in every way. Yeah. Reflections of a woman with eyes filled in gold. I'm hoping that my true love, she keeps me from the cold. The colors have all faded and the world spins around. Hold me in your arms, this music all around. Set me free, set me free. If only just a moment, let it be.
Let it be.
Let it be.
Let it be.
If only just a moment, only just a moment, set me free. Set me free. Set me free.
That is simply like heartfelt, touching. I mean, like I just wanted to just cry. I mean, but like tears of happiness and emotion, passion, compassion, all of that is just like all wrapped up in that music.
Thank you.
That song.
Yeah, just
Well, that's
one.
what I was talking about. You know, when Jason sings, it's the same way. You can, you know, it's like I think what it is was always just trying to, like, you know, there's the crowd and you're entertaining. Like I feel like I'm a good entertainer and entertaining a crowd as well. But I've really as I've gotten older, I've pulled it all inward. You know what I mean? Music means so much more to me than it did, you know, playing on 6th Street, being 22 years old, and and there's girls and you're drinking and, you know, and people are just out of control in a good way. Like, but now it's like, you know what? I can just close my eyes, and if you want to get into it, then you can tap into what I'm doing.
But it's also kind of cool to watch an artist. I think, like, these songs, you play them, and the people that have your albums and listen to you, and not just you, any artist, even, you know, like you said, the Stones, their music touches people because I'm sure a lot of those songs touch them. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, you know, I heard Billy Joel once say, he was like, my songs are like kids. Some of them grow up to be bums, and some grow up to be doctors and lawyers. And he's, you know, it's like, he's like, some of the songs that you play, it's like, I'm not saying that I'm a decent songwriter, but I've written some songs that touch me when I play them because they're about my experience, and you know what I'm saying? And it's like, my experience is probably like a lot of people's experience, not unlike yours in a way, you know. So that's why I hear your songs, and it reminds me of my experience. That's why, like, you know, it's cool to be a musician, but also like see your, you know, your contemporaries around there and be like, wow, I wish I would have wrote that song.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't think that, you know, people realize that it's such a personal thing that you're putting yourself out there so in a vulnerable place, you know what I mean? Because I don't write songs so, you know, I can make $1 million. Like, that's not it. Of course, that's awesome.
You'd love to,
and
right?
We want to get further in our careers, but it's how I express myself. You know, sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, I don't walk around, you know, I don't, in conversation, maybe not, I'm a little bit more on the surface, so I'm not going to give you so much depth, but I will in this, because this is how I express myself. You know what I mean?
And not to go too in depth too, but musically, because I've known you for a long time, I've seen your songs get better because you're a great guitar player, and you've always been a really good, competent guitar player. But
I can play a mean Yngwie Malmsteen.
No, just the way.
Oh my God, I'd love to hear it.
With it, yeah, do it. Wow, not quite as fast as Yngwie. But
Yeah, it's not as fast. See, I wanted to slow it down for the viewers.
You
Yeah,
just gave me like a tease.
No, but your guitar playing sounds really,
It was
really
a- it
nice
was
too,
a
man.
joke. I can't play that at all.
It's like, I hate to say that, but your voice is just amazing. But your guitar playing, man, it's like really, really nice. Sounds really good.
I
Why don't you,
appreciate, you know, the thing is from day one, from my high school band to King Zero, everything in between, I always had the best guitar players, and so I didn't have to play guitar.
Yeah,
you know, I
me
was
too.
just the front guy. So when I you know, and I always wrote songs, and I always kind of did my thing, and you know, so I can express myself that way. But I was always envious of guys that can. I mean, you can play licks. I can't. You know what I mean? Or I shouldn't say I can't. I haven't, you know, dived into that, because
Well, I've mastered blues guitar,
Well, I do.
I was in choir for 8 years. I had a private vocal coach, and then Sixth Street was my college.
But I do have a question. So what I'm hearing is that initially when you first, formed a band, you didn't know how to play guitar?
I knew a couple of chords.
So you were just strictly a singer?
Yes.
And see, that's funny because you were too.
I was.
And then look at you guys now. And like the cool music, like y'all are not rockers anymore.
Wait, I want to break in. I want to break in.
You go see King Zero on December 16th at the Green Elephant. Plug.
Okay.
All right, listen. If there's anybody out there listening right now and they want to call in and they have a question for Paul about his music, please. What is our number, Kat? Oh, is it? Are you flashing it up?
My phone's ringing.
Yes, I am. But it's also 469-708-8609.
That's Kat right there. That's our engineer.
I know. She was supposed to have. You have a camera on
Kat's
you.
kick ass.
I did, but things change.
Kat,
You can come in here. Why don't you
Kat.
come sit in?
Come on.
You're so
Come
sweet.
join
We have 20
us.
minutes and you can
got
be in
Jansen
there.
over there. Come on.
Somebody
Join us for a minute. Let's see your pretty self.
Somebody give us a call. Somebody
Yes.
give us a call.
Who's gonna run your board?
Jansen is.
He's just over here looking pretty.
All right.
Hey, so here's the $1 million question.
Yes.
When is Jason Michaels playing?
Oh, when is Jason Michael playing? I am playing.
I'm sorry, I put an S on that. What was that with Will Ferrell when he's an ice skater? His name was like something Michael.
Michael. Yeah, it's very confusing for everybody. I am playing at Fred's Texas Cafe, original Texas Cafe,
In
on the
Fort
16th
Worth, baby.
in Fort Worth, and it will be an early show. I'll be playing from 3 to 6 on Saturday the 16th, and then for anybody that is wayward on Christmas Eve, I'm doing a brunch at a really cool place called Nova in Bishop Arts. Well, not quite Bishop Arts, but in Oak Cliff. And I'll have a bunch of friends with me playing. And I believe Paul Renham might be there playing with me.
I will be there.
That day
that's
as
awesome.
well.
Mimosas. And soul food.
Family
Soul
and friends.
food. Okay, do you know what soul food is?
What?
No, I'm asking him.
Is it some type of jambalaya in New Orleans?
Soul food actually came from the Black heritage. So they have these things. I think it was called jumping beans or something, or jumping jacks or something. But it's
That's where Jumping Jack Flash came from
maybe.
the Stones.
Probably.
Interesting.
I don't know. Maybe we were just
All right.
making it up.
So why
as
don't we?
go.
Why don't we?
But it was
Wait, no,
have Paul play another song.
it was like collard greens that they made with bacon grease and stuff. But that's what real soul food is.
Yeah, so I didn't really know. I just thought it was maybe like it.
No,
Thank
it
you.
wasn't
Thank you,
Cajun.
Chris. Thanks for that. Okay.
What do I know?
I had to give you a hard time.
Yeah.
Paul Renham is going to play another song, and then we're going to look for some callers. Hopefully, we got a caller call in, and we got some good conversation.
Does anybody dare?
Come on, let's
We
do it.
want to hear it.
All right.
All right, here's a new one from the EP. It's called Nickels and Dimes.
Let's do it.
Wish I had me some nickels and dimes when I had to put the money in the meter.
Yep. Should be fun for you, though.
There's a little town on the edge of a broken dream. Never quite lost till the lost and found it seems. You were writing songs for the moment to find your way. Somewhere along the path you must gave it away. I could tell you once, maybe tell you twice, gonna be a long road to see. So pack your bags and roll out of Tennessee. There's a long and winding road, you better get it right. Never slow down for another, just keep it tight. I can lend a hand, maybe take a stand. It's gonna be a long road to see. So pack your bags and roll out of Tennessee. Well, the highway gets a bit rough from time to time. Trying to make $1, but you only get nickels and dimes. Nickels and dimes. Nickels and dimes. Nickels and dimes. Yeah. There's a big old house upon a hill, it's calling your name. Better count your blessings, boy, you'll never be the same. I can walk you through, maybe sing the blues. It's gonna be a long road to see. So pack your bags and roll out of Tennessee. Well, the highway gets a bit rough from time to time. Trying to make $1, but you only get nickels and dimes. Nickels and dimes. Yeah, yeah. Nickels and dimes. Nickels and dimes. Yeah. There's a place in your heart that you can call your own. Running down a dream now, everybody's singing along. I can tell them once, maybe tell them twice, gonna be a long road to see. So pack your bags and roll out of Tennessee. Pack your bags and roll out of Tennessee. Well, the highway gets a bit rough from time to time. Trying to make a living, but you only get nickels and dimes. Nickels and dimes. Yeah. Nickels and dimes.
Yeah, that's
Paul
beautiful.
Renna,
Yeah.
man. Paul Renna.
Oh, check it out.
Yeah.
Woo!
Little
You put a
George Lynch.
You put a little bit of flair to there.
Little
Yes.
George Lynch, Dawkins.
Let's give
Yes.
let's give a shout out to the website.
I got a picture of him all sweaty next to me.
Sweet.
And like every time we took a picture, except one time I got him in a chair, was always next to a trash can.
Are you going Don Dokken now? You went from Europe.
Did you go
to
see Don Dokken or did you see Dokken?
I
Like the
saw
original Dokken.
No, I never did see the original Dokken. I did see Don Dokken though. However, several years ago, I think they played at the Gas Monkey.
Have you? I saw Quiet Riot.
I've
on
seen them
6th
many
Street.
times.
It wasn't with Rudy Sarzo. It was
I played
Kevin
with the.
DeBro. It was the singer and like the drummer.
Yeah, the drummer
but, like,
Frankie.
The
Frankie's been
guitar
up
player,
the
the bass
whole
player
time.
weren't.
I played
original.
with the original Quiet Riot, Corpus
Wow.
Christi, man.
Did you really?
Yeah, and I'll never forget. We were staying at the same hotel, and my drummer and my band really, really wanted to meet Kevin DeBrow. Rest in peace, Kevin. So he went up to his room and he knocked on the door, and Kevin didn't have his wig on, and he was like,
shit.
he was in like her red silk robe, and he was like smoking a cigarette, and he like had his hair was all jacked up, and he's like, "Are you Kevin?" He said he looked nothing like him, and he's like, "But are you Kevin?" And he was like, "Yeah, no problem." He invited him in, they drank a beer, hung out. He came back. He was like, he was the nicest dude in the entire world.
Wow.
Sucks what happened to him. Rest in peace. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you know what? You think about something like that. While we got a little time and we're here talking about the music business, and you think like we went up and hung out and drank a beer with Kevin DeBrow. Probably a year or two before he died. In a Motel 6, and this guy probably sold more albums than any other. I mean, that Quiet Riot album was one of the top selling heavy metal albums of all times. This guy
Right.
sold millions of albums.
I don't know if people look at him that way, but they did.
Yeah,
you
they
know what
did.
I mean.
They did.
Rudy Sarzo played with Ozzy.
Yeah. So did
He
Carlos.
also got together with Tracy Guns. And I don't know if that's still, but they did play at the Gas Monkey called Gunzo, which is Tracy Guns.
Interesting.
And Sarza Gunzo.
Well,
They combined the names. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, didn't Tracy Guns has ties to Guns N' Roses? Like, wasn't
Yeah,
he friends
he was
with
like the
Izzy and
original
Slash or
Guns.
something? Or he was
I think
like
he was a part of the
before. I
Guns.
think he was part of that band. I think for a minute.
He was the original guitar player before Slash.
Well, good thing they got Slash.
You know, there's another story. I
wasn't really huge on the Tracy Guns or the L.A. Guns, just because Guns N' Roses was.
And I
unstoppable.
was never a huge Guns N' Roses. I mean, obviously, I grew up. I liked them, but
I taught
started,
you how to sing one of the songs.
You did. So I was living in L.A. and a friend of mine was the keyboard player for Guns N' Roses, and he had an awesome.
Dizzy.
No, Dizzy was the guitar player.
No, that's Izzy.
Oh, no, this was
when they added a keyboard player was Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, and his name's Dizzy.
So this guy is on tour with Billy Bob Thornton right now, but he would hold a jam.
Billy Bob Thornton. Yeah, that's right. He's got a band.
So he would have a jam at the Baked Potato in L.A. and man, all the time. It was really kind of hard to get up. But a friend of mine was like, "Get Jason up to sing," and I got up there one night, and he was like, "Man, come back anytime and sing with me. Here's my number. I'll call you." So I go up there Tuesday. The next time I got up there, he's like, "Dude, let's do some Zeppelin, man." He's like, "Slash, Duff, get up here. Jason, you get up here. I'll get I think it was like Paul Simon's drummer at the time or something." I mean, it's just
so you
like
were on stage with Slash and all those guys.
Got to jam with Slash a
Did you
couple
get
times.
pictures?
And again, too, he is a wonderfully nice person, really humble, really, really cool, fun. No, I didn't get any pictures, so this could just be a total made-up story, but
iPhones.
Good.
it's not. But
I know it's not.
Well, listen, we are kind of running out of time. You know, we got a couple more minutes, and I figure we would plug your website one more time.
Yeah, paulrenna.com if anybody wants to check out tour dates or and I'm on iTunes.
On iTunes.
Facebook, Twitter,
cool.
Instagram. Just if you Google Paul Renna,
you'll find a whole world of stuff about you.
Yeah.
And
a whole lot of stuff. But yeah, freshly moved back to Dallas.
Don't look in the pics gallery, right?
Oh, please do. Hey, that it's been documented, this long road, this journey that we've taken.
Yeah. Yes, it has. Well, it has been an absolute pleasure having you today, Paul. I really
appreciate it.
Really
Much
appreciate
love to both of y'all.
And it's
the
pretty
whole
cool.
Staff.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. It's pretty cool being a host of this show that we have these rock stars and musicians come on and we get to hang with them after. So it's like I'm gonna go out with Paul tonight and we're gonna tear it up, and he's gonna show me
the wives are gonna get together.
Yeah, and he's gonna show me what it's like to be a traveling musician, and I'm gonna piggyback all his gigs from here on out. So you might have to find another co-host. Kat, you in? I'm going on tour with Paul Renna. I'm gonna be his opening act.
Are you really?
I might. Damn sure right. Right?
No, we're gonna rock it. No, we talked about doing some road shows together, like getting out of the state. You know what I mean? And
I just was in New Orleans last week, and I finally got to jam with some really guys, some great traditional jazz guys, and some guys on Frenchman Street called the Frenchman Street All Stars, and jammed with another guy named Jim O'Neill, which is he's kind of like a little bit older version of me in New Orleans, knows everybody, and just kind of got me to the point of thinking, like, why am I not playing in New Orleans more? So we should road trip up. I can book us a couple gigs in Frenchman Street already, and they'd love you down there. It's a little less jazz on Frenchman and a little bit more just.
Yeah, I remember my wife and I don't know, it had to have been 6 years ago or so, but we went to New Orleans, and I'd never played in New Orleans, and so we were walking down Bourbon Street, and we popped into a place and packed, guy playing acoustic, and he was like, "All right, I'm going to take a break." And so we rolled up to the bar, and then he comes and sits, and I was like, "Hey, I'm a singer-songwriter from Austin," and he's like, "Hey, well, I'm taking a break. You should just jump up there." And so I got up there. So I got to play on. I got to play on Bourbon Street, packed place.
So awesome.
And I was like tweeting and texting all my friends. I'm all like, "Dude, I got a gig," but that's how it works. I mean,
not just in New Orleans.
We're going to be going to next year in June. We're going to go to Australia for the 4th time, and so last year I played in Sydney. So anywhere I can play is open door, man.
Well,
I got to spread that music out there.
It's kind of cool too. And I was talking to a friend who plays in a Tejano band, and his English is about as good as my Spanish, and he's an accordion player. But we were sitting there kind of talking broken English and broken Spanish, and then we just started talking music, and we both just laughed, and we were like, man, it's so funny. It's a universal language. We can go anywhere. You can be anywhere, in the world. And as long as you have other musicians, you guys can sit and play. It's like, hey, let's go to Pakistan and play. Let's go to, wherever. It's
hey,
it's all the same scale,
melody,
baby.
The melody and the beats of the,
it's all the same scale.
It's all it's all about good vibes.
Well, listen, Kris, you're awesome. I look forward to doing this with you every Friday at noon to 2. Kat, you're awesome back there, engineer.
Yes, you did a good job.
And this is the Kris and J on Friday show, or Friday with Kris and J, and we're going to try and focus on local music, local Texas music, focus on what's going on around the DFW area, and we're going to focus on ourselves a little bit too, because that's always really important, isn't it?
Exactly.
And once
we're
again,
going to do some Pilates with.
Yeah, Kris is going to come back here. Kris is going to come back and teach us all Pilates. We're going to have better posture because we want to thank Kris
I'm all
Lizette.
slouched.
Kris Lizette was our first guest. Great actor, great comedian. You ever need Pilates, talk to her. We gave all her info, right?
Yes, we did.
All right. Well, you were a total badass coming in here, considering what you had to go through.
What a day.
Let's go get your keys out of your car, all right?
Yes, absolutely.
Paul Renna. Awesome,
Love
man.
y'all.
Keep doing it. Love you, brother.
Everybody like their page, tweet. You know what? I wanted to get a shirt that said "Tweet my face,"
dude.
Even though MySpace is not happening.
Will you just give us one soulful Fridays with Kris and Jay? Just give me one plug right now. Come on.
It can't be better than yours.
Let's hear it.
Fridays with Kris and Jay. Yeah.
Tell me you got that, Kat. Did you get that? Give me one more of those. Give me one more.
Do it again.
Fridays with Kris and Jay. Yeah.
Woo!
God, that sounds so awesome.
We'll see you guys next week, man.
Yeah.
You guys have a great
weekend.
Hey, everybody love each other.
Go out to
Yes.
Deep Ellum, spend some money, see some great music, come down to Bishop Arts, hang out with us, Greenville Avenue. Got a lot of stuff
Hey,
going
where
on
are we
in
going to be
DFW.
tonight? We should tell everybody where we're going to be
Yes,
because they all
Jay.
come out.
All right, so we're going to start
Nova?
out. Yeah, we're going to start out probably at Nova, and then
At
maybe
what time?
Yeah,
What
about
time's
8
your-
o'clock. I'd say you come over, we'll hang out,
That's-
we'll go to Nova, have
that's
some
7?
dinner. Yeah, 7, 8.
Because we're early. We're early birds.
No, but then we're going to go to 3 Links in Deep Ellum. We're going to go see some music, man. We're going to go see some rock music.
3 Links. Who's playing there?
Hey, you know what? Check
and
this
maybe
out.
we can get up on stage with
Yeah,
somebody.
wait, who's playing at 3 Links?
Hey, if you want to follow,
I don't know. Go on the website.
if you
Check
want
them
to
out.
follow the shenanigans tonight, check on your Instagram. Follow Jason Michael and follow Paul Renna.
And Kristen Ivanelli.
Yes, I have Kristen Ivanelli, but I also have
Because we're going to
our
post
Kris-
some pictures on Instagram.
I have it at Kris and J
Okay.
on air.
New Instagram, Kris and Jay on air.
Yes.
What's our Twitter?
I haven't done the Twitter yet.
Jesus, we're
That's
live
all
and
right.
we don't have a Twitter.
It's all about
No.
tweet.
Yeah,
all
I
right,
gotta
DFW
tweet.
and beyond. Love you guys. And just one thing, all my peeps in LA, stay safe. Sorry this is happening. You're in our thoughts and prayers, man. Get those wildfires out. Love you, LA.